Love Island winner Liam Reardon forced to move out of home after sinkhole eats away driveway. A former Love Island winner has had to move out of his house due to a sinkhole in his driveway. Liam Reardon, 25 years old, won the 2021 series of the reality show alongside girlfriend Millie Court, 28 years old. Speaking on the pair's podcast, Liam and Millie, Mr. Reardon said he and his family had only moved into their new home in Merthyr Tydfil, South Wales, a few months ago. Hours before the sinkhole first appeared on Saturday, November 30th, he drove over the part where the hole is, he said. We get a call at 2 p.m. saying we've got a small sinkhole at the end of our drive, and from there it progressively got worse and worse throughout the evening, he added. The situation deteriorated on Sunday morning while Mr. Reardon and his family were having breakfast. All of a sudden our front gates and our front wall disappeared into the hole, and our driveway started eating away. So then everyone's on the street like, get out of the house. We can't go back to the house now. The house has been emptied and apparently they're going to knock the house down. Luckily the tarmac didn't break as I drove over it because I'd have ended up in a hole, he added. Mr. Reardon is currently living in an Airbnb after the family were forced to leave the property. Residents in a total of 29 properties were evacuated by the council's housing officers, with safety an absolute priority for the local authority. Homeowners in the lower end of the Nantmorley cul-de-sac were not able to safely return home until early this week at the earliest, the council confirmed. Leader of Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Council, Brent Carter, said the sinkhole had resulted from the sheer volume of material that was washed down from the mountain during Storm Bert. Briton, 18-year-old, jailed for 1 year in Dubai after holiday romance with 17-year-old girl. An 18-year-old Briton has been sentenced to a year in prison in Dubai after a holiday romance with a girl who was 17 years old at the time. Marcus Fakana was with his family in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, when he met the girl, who's also from London and is now 18 years old. The head of campaign group detained in Dubai said his treatment was a disgrace and Mr. Fakana felt abandoned by the British government since his arrest in September. He's expected to appeal against the sentence. Mr. Fakana previously said the pair kept their romance secret from the girl's family because they were strict and had hoped to continue seeing each other back in the UK. However, he said police turned up at his family's hotel and took him into custody without explanation. Detained in Dubai said Mr. Fakana was arrested and charged after the girl's mother found their chats and pictures when they got back to the UK and called Dubai police. Marcus was desperately hoping to come home this week, but prosecutorial mishandling in the first stages of the case meant it wasn't heard as a misdemeanor when it should have been, said the group's boss Reardon Sterling. Mr. Fakana and his family have urged UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who is also their MP in Tottenham, to intervene in the case. The Foreign Office has said it's in contact with them. Dubai is well known for its strict laws on drugs, alcohol and sex. The age of consent is 18 years old and strictly enforced. In a previous statement, prosecutors said, under UAE law, the girl is legally classified as a minor, and in accordance with procedures recognized internationally, her mother, being the legal guardian, filed the complaint. Dubai's legal system is committed to protecting the rights of all individuals and ensuring impartial judicial proceedings. Jim Carrey quips he took role in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because he needed the money. Jim Carrey says he came out of retirement to star in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because he needed the money. The Canadian-American actor, who reprises his role as antagonist Dr. Eggman Robotnik for the franchise's third installment, made the remark while speaking to a journalist at the film's London premiere on Tuesday. The reporter asked him, "You said in past interviews that you would come back if you got a script written in gold ink by angels. Is this the script?" The 62-year-old star laughed and responded, "That might have been hyperbole, but, yeah. You know, I came back to this universe because first of all, I get to play a genius. Which is a bit of a stretch and, you know, it's just I bought a lot of stuff, and I need the money, frankly. Yeah. Carrey said he was retiring during an interview with Access Hollywood in 2022, though he added, yeah, probably. I'm being fairly serious. I really like my quiet life, and I really like putting paint on canvas, and I really love my spiritual life, and I feel like, and this is something you might never hear another celebrity say, as long as time exists, I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough. He added he would only take another role if the Angels bring some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see. The first two Sonic films reportedly earned a combined $725 million, making them some of the highest-grossing projects Carrey has been involved with. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will be released in UK cinemas on Friday, December 20th. Google unveils astonishing quantum computing chip called Willow. Google has unveiled a computing chip capable of solving problems in minutes that would take one of today's fastest supercomputers 10 septillion years to complete. As well as being extremely fast, the experimental quantum chip, called Willow, can reduce errors exponentially. That's important because currently, quantum computers exponentially create errors, according to Google. Hartmut Nevin, the founder of Google Quantum AI, said, "The more qubits we use in Willow, the more we reduce errors, and the more quantum the system becomes." A qubit is a unit of information in quantum computing, like a bit in classic computing. A system is described as becoming more quantum the faster it solves problems. Google says its Willow quantum chip was created in Santa Barbara, in one of only a few facilities in the world built from the ground up for this purpose. In order to make a chip this advanced, the team behind Willow had to make sure every element was well functioning. If any component lags or if two components don't function well together, it drags down system performance, said Mr. Nevin in a blog post. The team tested Willow against an existing supercomputer using a test called the Random Circuit Sampling (RCS) benchmark. If a quantum computer can't beat a classical computer in reaching that benchmark, there is strong reason for skepticism that it can tackle more complex quantum tasks, according to Mr. Nevin. Willow's astonishing performance meant it performed a computation in under 5 minutes that would take one of today's fastest supercomputers 10 septillion years. That's thousands of billions of years and longer than the age of the universe. At the moment, quantum computing is still experimental. In the future, though, it is expected to speed up many processes from making medicines to nuclear fusion research. However, it's feared the technology could allow hackers to be more efficient, too. Google's next step, according to Mr. Nevin, is to find a first useful, beyond classical computation, a task that a classical computer couldn't do that is useful to real life. Pamela Anderson's iconic Baywatch swimsuit to go on display in London. Pamela Anderson's famous red swimsuit from Baywatch will go on display in London. The actress shot to fame in the 1990s in the show, known for its much parodied slow-mo sequences and high drama on the beaches of Malibu. The swimming costume will be shown off at the Design Museum's exhibition Splash: A Century of Swimming in Style, which opens in March. Anderson's Baywatch co-star David Hasselhoff used to own the swimsuit, but it was bought last year by Germany's Bikini Art Museum, who have now agreed to lend it. The Canadian actress, 57 years old, played lifeguard C.J. Parker in the show from 1992 to 1997. Her red one-piece is probably the most famous swimming suit in the world, with imitation versions bearing the Baywatch logo widely available online. Anderson reportedly keeps the other version of the original costume locked in a safe at her home. She told Vogue last year, "I used to put it on, I'd jump in the shower and try to rescue my friends and run around at a party. I'll try it on every once in a while for fun. It still fits." The star was nominated this week for her first ever Golden Globe for her role in The Last Showgirl. Splash is open from March 28th to August 17th, 2025 and celebrates the public's love of the water from the 1920s onwards. More than 200 objects will be on show, including a selection of eye-catching men's Speedos from the 1980s, the first Olympic swimming gold medal won by a British woman, and the banned technical doping LZR racer swimsuit. The exhibition is curated by dress and design historian and broadcaster Amber Butchert, known for her history segments on the Great British Sewing Bee. Ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz sell for $28 million at auction. A pair of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz have sold at auction for $28 million. The shoes are one of 4 surviving pairs made for the 1939 classic film and became the most valuable movie memorabilia ever sold at auction, according to auction house Heritage Auctions. The buyer will reportedly pay an additional $4.5 million to the Dallas-based auction house, bringing the final price to $32.5 million. Heritage Auctions had estimated that the shoes would fetch $3 million or more, but the fast-paced bidding outpaced that amount within seconds and tripled within minutes. Interest in the item coincides with the popularity of the film adaptation of Wicked, a prequel of The Wizard of Oz that reimagines the character of the Wicked Witch of the West. The same pair of sparkly red heels made headlines in 2005 when they were stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in the actress's hometown of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, by Terry John Martin. Their whereabouts remained a mystery until the FBI recovered them in 2018. Martin, now 77, wasn't publicly exposed as the thief until he was charged in May 2023. It is believed he stole the shoes after being told they were made with real jewels, only to be told later the rubies were made of glass. Martin pleaded guilty and was sentenced to time served because of his poor health. After the slippers sold, other pieces of memorabilia from The Wizard of Oz, including a hat worn by Margaret Hamilton, who played the original Wicked Witch of the West, were also sold on Saturday. The hat fetched $2.4 million, with the buyer paying a total of $2.93 million.